to our weekly discussion of all things current in California politics. I'm Walt Gray, joined this week again by Rich Eisen, editor-in-chief of Capital Weekly publication. Rich, good to have you here. So President Trump was at the NRA convention, keynote speaker, and he promised to roll back all of the gun reforms that Joe Biden as president has done. How would that affect California, since we already have what many people say is the strictest gun laws in the country?
Well, I think there's a couple of things to keep in mind here. First of all, Donald Trump says a lot of things. Now, whether or not any of that would ever come to be is open to debate. But what is a verifiable thing is that California's gun laws are being challenged all the time in the courts, and the challengers keep winning. So I don't even know if it's going to be Donald Trump that does the worst damage to California's gun laws, though I would presume this, looming showdown between Gavin Newsom trying to get a constitutional amendment, and if there is a second Trump presidency, would see an awful lot of litigation, because my guess is, yes, a lot of our laws would certainly come under federal scrutiny.
So in 2026, we will have a new governor. Likely will be a Democrat. There are a number of people who have already declared. Rob Bonta, who's the attorney general, says it's too soon. He has a job to do. He'll address that possibly after November. We expect that he will get in. Since this is generally going to be a race between 6 or so prominent Democrats, will this get bitter within the party?
Well, I mean, I think the potential is there. I think Javier Becerra has also been mentioned prominently. We keep hearing he's conferring with the Biden people to see about the possibility of stepping away and launching a campaign. Eleni Kanalakis has raised a ton of money. Rob Bonta has a ton of money already in his coffers. It's entirely possible, though I think from the conversations I have had with many of the Democratic folks that we deal with regularly. In fact, we just had Betty Yee on our podcast yesterday. I would say at the end of the day, there may be a little bit of hurt feelings about some of these things, but I think they're all going to coalesce pretty strongly behind whoever is the candidate. So I don't think it will tear the party apart, but, that possibility is always there. But I'd be very surprised at that.
Well, speaking of parties, my daughter is 21, very politically aware of global issues, very dissatisfied with the Republican and Democratic Party. For young people her age, what choices does she have? Where would she go?
Well, I mean, I think we need to remember there are many, many political parties besides the Democrats and the Republicans, and there's good reasons, I think, for young people to be drawn to anybody but the Democrats and the Republicans. I would point to one thing. If you look at the Republicans now and how they have evolved over the last 20 years and maybe even the last 10 years, that was all done from inside. It is very difficult to start new parties, as we've seen all these major third-party attempts rarely are funded very well. I think the best thing any young person can do is get involved with the party that most aligns with their belief system.
Okay. Thank you very much. That is Rich Eisen. If you'd like to reach out to Rich, you can do so. Rich.Eisen at capitalweekly.net.